gonna be big star.
97.9, 105.5 KISS FM. It's Big Poppa in the morning, July 2nd, Turning Stone Event Center, Wallflowers and the Counting Crows. Adam Duritz on the Lennon's Jewelers Hotline. Adam, welcome back to the show. How you been?
I'm good.
Awesome, man. Where am I catching you?
I'm home in New York.
Very cool. Very cool. Do you get when you're gearing up for the tour, because the tour hasn't started yet? Are there certain things you do to kind of prep yourself for being on the road for so long? Do you just try to keep it as low key as possible?
No, there's just nothing I do. You mean to get ready to go on tour?
Yeah, I mean, because it's almost like flipping a switch. You know, you get on the bus and, you know, you're gone for 2, 3, 4, 6, and, you know, depending upon how long the tour is, months, sometimes years at a time, knowing how long you're going to be away and stuff like that. Is there something you have to kind of do to kind of just get yourself ready to go?
Throw out the milk, I guess. No, it's not really anything else. Not really. I just came back from being gone for 2 months. I just got home a few days ago from Australia. But what I did before Australia was go to South by Southwest.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Then went to Australia and then went to Europe.
And so you got home just a couple days ago. So how much downtime do you have before the next thing? Obviously, you know, this is a little bit different, but before you got to head out and do something.
About a month.
Cool, because I mean, because legit, it's like feast or famine with you guys, right?
Well, it's not really downtime. There's always something to do. I mean, there's pretty much always work to do.
Absolutely, because I've been working
on some new songs. I've been sitting around playing piano today.
And now that was actually the next question. Like, what is the downtime for you? I would imagine, you know, pounding out new songs, writing lyrics, and, you know, doing the behind the scenes stuff. So that way, when you end up in the studio, you have some stuff prepared, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's that because we're going in the studio. It could be prepping for a tour, like getting the tour set up and the routing. There'll be travel plans to make with me and the tour manager, deciding when to drive, when to stay over.
You know what, Adam? I always wondered that, like how involved the artist was as far as putting the tour together. You know, where you go, where you don't go. You know, how many days in between, and things of that nature. How hands on are you with this kind of stuff?
Pretty hands on. I mean, it's our business, so someone's got to run it, and that's me.
Are you pretty much like the be all end all? Like you're the bottom line. Obviously, it's a group, but at the same time, are you kind of like the last line of defense?
Yeah, I'm the benevolent dictator.
So, talking to Adam Duritz with the Counting Crows on the Lennon's Jewelers Hotline. Counting Crows, Wallflowers, July 2nd at the Turning Stone Event Center. Tickets are on sale now. 361-SHOW and turningstone.com. When you come together on a co-headlining tour with the Wallflowers, how does that conversation start? Like, is it like you and the Wallflowers have the conversation? Do your people have the conversations? Like, how does that come about?
This tour, they're opening for us on this tour.
Very cool.
But yeah, we're not going to flip-flop a co-headline on this one. They're opening. Yeah, I don't know. Someone just called and said the Wallflowers want to go out this summer, and it seemed like good. We wanted to go out, but we didn't want to go out on a long tour because we want to get to work in the studio. And one of our guys is having a baby, so we didn't want to spend a huge amount of time on the road. But it seemed like a good idea. It's an easy tour to go on for 5 or 6 weeks.
You know what? It's funny because I'm sure when you know the whole, you know, when Counting Crows started, you know, it was just like, okay, let's go. You know, we got gig and gig and gig. You know, no one really put family in the process, the thinking process, as far as putting a tour together and like what the band is going to do next. And now you're kind of arranging tours around people, being pregnant and whatnot.
Well, that's been going on for a long time, though. Maybe the first year it didn't happen, but it certainly happened after that.
Very cool. Very cool.
It happened.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
So this will be the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th, 8th kid pouring into the band. Something like that.
That's awesome. We're talking to Counting Crows, Adam Duritz on the Lennon's Jewelers Hotline. July 2nd, Turning Stone Event Center, 361-SHOW, turningstone.com. You've been in town a couple times. since the last time you and I spoke down at the Saranac Brewery, and also the Dalai Lama show. You were a part of that. That had to have been a cool experience.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was kind of a fun show. I had a lot of friends who were playing at it. Cyndi Lauper was there, and BB Winans, people I knew from New York. It was kind of good to get to see all of them play. Oh, I knew who was amazing was Roberta Flack. I got to hang out with Roberta Flack. She was incredible.
That's very cool. Now, what's that kind of conversation like? Because obviously, like you just said, you knew Cyndi Lauper, you knew the Winans. Is it awkward when you go up to approach somebody that you know their work but you don't kind of know them? Or is it like awkwardness on both sides, kind of a deal?
Oh, I don't do it.
No.
No, I think it is awkward, and or I'm just chicken. I don't know. I'm not really good at that. I've never been very social. I mean, I happen to know those guys for a long time.
Sure.
For years and years, those two, literally from the gym, actually. But I don't really go and do that very much. I'm not very good at it. Like going up and, hi, I'm so and so. I'm terrible at it.
It just kind
of be so jealous. My friend Ryan was so good at being social. I'm not really.
Well, that's the thing. Everybody has everybody has their strengths and their things that they'd like to improve on, and that's just one of those things where you're not really cool doing it. I don't want to say cool doing it, but not really comfortable doing it. So you just avoid it, and that's your thing, and that's cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it'd be cooler to get to know everybody. It's cooler. It's cooler to be friends with Elton John. I don't know. Can't have everything.
Adam Duritz, Counting Crows with the Wallflowers, July 2nd, Turning Stone Event Center. Tickets are on sale now, 361-SHOW, turningstone.com. And with the purchase of a ticket, download for the new album, the new Counting Crows album, which is very, very cool, man. Thanks for putting that in there.
Oh, yeah, I thought it was a really cool idea. It seemed like, it's a collection of live cuts from last year's tour. It seemed like a cool thing to do with it. What's
your favorite song to do live?
Well, I don't know. It changes all the time.
And that's the one thing, like... I'm sorry, go ahead, finish.
Well, we change the set every night, so...
And that's actually what I was going to talk about, because there are friends of mine that absolutely rave about seeing you on tour, and every show's different. And sometimes you have like a theme of how you put the set list together, and other times you'll just pick one album and just go the album from start to finish. And so you're never quite sure what you're going to get at a Counting Crow show, which really does make it special and unique.
I've had a lot of silly ways of putting together set lists over the years. There was one summer where I was just doing it like picking a song, and then the next song had to be from the next record, and the next one had to be from the next record, and just going around through the albums chronologically until we had a whole set. But there was no real good reason for doing that. That was a goofy summer where I really couldn't figure out what the hell to play. But generally what I do is I send a text out every night. We usually right after sound check, I'll send a text out to the band, the crew, opening bands if we're friends, and it just says anything you want to play tonight, anything you want to hear, and then I get a bunch of text back from everybody, and I just go from there.
Absolutely. It's Adam Duritz, Counting Crows on the Lennon's Jewelers Hotline. July 2nd, Turning Stone Event Center with the Wallflowers. Tickets are on sale now, 361-SHOW. Turningstone.com is the website. And, of course, you can follow Adam and the band at Counting Crows on Twitter. Make sure you check that out, and countingcrows.com as well for all the details and swag and albums and the whole thing. Adam, dude, thank you so much for the time. I definitely appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to the 2nd at the Stone, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks, man. Have a good one.
Absolutely. Adam Duritz, everybody. We're going to break, come back. Big Poppa in the morning on KISS FM.